Shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird. Preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. I say Shalom to you Akim out there on this Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock p.m., October 22nd, 2022. And this is a outside lesson right by the lake, chilling. It's finished camp, say about like an hour ago, an hour and 30 minutes ago. And I wanted to bring out the lesson along with the news articles, along with the scriptures as well too. And this is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 7. And when ye should hear of wars and rumors of wars, rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for these such things must need be, but the end is not be yet. And this is the book of Mark 13 and 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows. So yeah, bring out this couple of news articles with the scriptures like I mentioned before. Matter of fact, I'm bring out the Luke 21 and 9 as well too, before I bring out the news articles. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. And this is one scripture right here. Oh, matter of fact, another one as well too, Salaki. Second Ezra's 9 and 3. Because the reason why I brought out this scripture, because you've been seeing a lot of tensions been increasing for the past couple of months after that Iranian lady had got killed in police custody. Now you had recent ones of 2 or 3 more Iranian females that got killed. They was young too. And then this latest one, they doing an uproar and a protest about over there in Berlin, the news article that I'm about to bring out about this. I think this, like I mentioned before, this Iranian. I think she probably like 17, 18, something like that, 19, probably, if I'm not mistaken. And she got like brutally beat by like security guards or something like that at a school or something like that, I believe. So that's why I brought out the scripture. This is 2nd Ezra's 9 and 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of people in the world. So yeah, that's what we're seeing. You know, we're seeing the increase, the uproars of people in the world. You know, these people that protest against these certain stuff that these leaders in these countries, you know, these citizens of this country, they do protests and they do uproars about it. That's why you're seeing an increase of uproars of people in the world. And that's what we're seeing increasing now more than ever. And I'm going to bring out this news article. And you see like the increase of earthquakes in diverse places as well too. And this is a news article from VOA.news.com. And this is VOA Persian, Europe. And the highlight of this news article from October 22nd, 6:37 p.m. from VOA.news.com, VOA Persian, and it reads, thousands rally in Berlin, elsewhere in support of an Iranian woman. And it says people attend a protest against the Iranian regime in Berlin, in Germany, October 22nd, 2022, following the death of Moshe Amani, if I pronounced that name right, in the custody of Islamic Republic Notorious Mortality Police. And it says thousands of Iranian were among estimated 80,000 people who joined in a rally Saturday in Berlin, the largest of several protests in cities around the world, showing solidarity with women-led protesters in Iran. It says Iran travels to Berlin for the protests and more other demonstrations in Sweden, meant to say, Italy, France, Switzerland, says music played song, including the songs for freedom, which have become a symbol of a nationwide protest of Iranians, and various groups chanting together DEATH to the Islamic Republic, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to say it. My channel get flagged. But it says today thousands of people are showing their solidarity with courageous women in demonstrations in Iran. It says tweeting Germany Green Party Minister for Family Affairs Lisa Bosch, "We are by your side," she noted. It says a woman shouts during protests against the Iranian regime in Berlin, Germany, of October 22nd, 2022, following the death of a young woman of custody of the Islamic Republic, notorious mortality, police, and life freedom. And it says at a rally in New Zealand, Iranians lion and sun flags and chanted the slogan "Women are free." In Brisbane, Australia, Iranians held a demonstration despite the rain. It says at the Berlin call by a women's collective, some artists brandish slogans such as "Women like freedom" as wave Kurdish flags. And it says from Shaddan to Tehran, I sacrificed my life for Iran, human rights activist said after giving a speech at the Berlin gathering, referring to Iranian city swept up by in protest. The crowd responds to the I believe, that DEATH word to I believe to the president of Iran, I believe, or reference to the supreme leader of Ali Khamenei, as mentioned, if I pronounce his name right. I'll continue on reading with the news article. It says anti-government activists said the Berlin March was the largest ever demonstrating against the Islamic Republic by Iranian broad. She says, "I feel very good because we are here to say we are with you, all Iranian people." And the young lady's voice that was killed by Iranian police said in a protest, who gave her name Marie. It says participants peacefully made their way towards the city center in Reading, Emerald Sunshine, as police followed their progress from the helicopters. And it says protesters around Iran. It says Iran has 6 weeks of growing women-led protests. Sparks the death of the young lady that died, a 22-year-old lady. She was arrested in mid-September by the Iranian brutality police in their custody in 3 days. 22 was arrested for allegedly brandishing the country's strict dress code for women. It says in Iran, Saturday protests were reported in Tehran, where protesters chanted "F to the dictator." It says around Tehran Bazaar, among several cities, shopkeepers, and factory workers went on strike as citizens continues to react of the other females' death. Protests also were reported in Raja, a suburb of Tehran, as a Mashhad, Iranian's second largest populous city. Protesters reportedly chanting, don't be afraid, we all together." As drivers honked their horns and in support. So, I ain't gonna read the rest of all of this. So, that goes into the second Ezra 9 and 3. That's just saying of wars and the people in the world. it's times they're gonna have like peaceful protests, and then protests might turn violent as well too. So you're gonna see that in a lot of days as well too. So it had been a lot of activity going on over there, especially in Iran for the past month or so. It's been going on for 2 months now. It's been going on. So that's what you call that uproars of the people in the world of that second Esdras 9 and 3 that I just brought up. And this is another news article that I'm about to bring out as well too. And then there been a lot of activity over there in Syria as well too, in the Middle East. It says rockets target U.S. coalition forces in eastern Syria reported. And it says a rocket fire targets a house. U.S. coalition forces in the Al-Hamar oil field in eastern Syria on Saturday night, according to the Al-Madad TV and SR24. And it says the coalition forces responded by bombing sites on the outskirts of Mayadin in the Deir Ezzar region of eastern Syria. Right, because there's been a lot of activity, a lot of activities in the southern part of Syria, and then like the eastern part of Syria as well too. Because I just did a video last night, because you have the continuing cross-border clashes between Syria, the Israeli aggression. The Israeli aggression, which is the IDF military soldiers, and they use airstrikes in those facilities over there in Syria, which is Iranian-backed groups over there. So you're going to see a lot of that increase as well too. And then you got the Turkish soldiers stationed over there in Syria and Iraq as well too. The Turkish army forces versus the Kurds. That been increasing as well too. All throughout that region. So that's why you got that wars and rumors of wars increasing, and then the nations rising up against one another. That's what we're seeing. That's still warlike activity is still going on around the world. So that's going to increase more and more. It's not just only one place of nations got that attention towards one another. It's around the world. Like I mentioned before, with the Russia-Ukraine situation, and over there in the Middle East with Iraq and Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, and all of those regions over there as well too. Those tensions over there, so it's going to increase more and more. And I'm bringing this another news article, and this regards NATO beginning their military drills. Let's see. Article from the voiceofamericanews.com once again, back on this website. And this news article is from this is Salakia. This is from September. This is from October the 17th. Okay. Yeah, so it was like a couple of days ago. So, even though it's a few days old, but I'm going to bring it out anyway, for edification, for a sit-down lesson. It says, NATO begins nuclear exercises amending Russia's war tensions. And it says NATO on Monday, which was probably last week, NATO on Monday began its long-planned annual nuclear exercise in northwestern Europe as tensions simmer over the war in Ukraine, as President Vladimir those regions over there in Ukraine, like the different parts over there as a Russian territory, because as the tensions continues to increase between Russia and Ukraine. And then I believe I did a video day before yesterday about the president of Ukraine. He sent a couple-minute video warning to Belarus, because Russia and Belarus, they allies with one another. Ukraine was sending that warning message to Belarus, like if you guys join the Russian military, coincide with them against Ukraine soldiers, in Ukraine, it's going to be some consequences, So that's what you call it, rumor of war right there, and it's going to increase rumor of war, These prime examples of rumors of wars between the nations and different kingdoms as well too, and it's going to further increase in a lot of days, And I'm gonna read it again. It says NATO on Monday began its long-planned annual nuclear exercise on Epicenter. It says northwestern Europe has tensions simmered over the war in Ukraine. Right, and this is a couple of weeks after Belarus and Russia, and Belarus, I believe, either Belarus or Russia had deployed some soldiers in that region, so it's going to increase more and more, And it says Vladimir Putin to use any means necessary to defend the Russian territories, and that's the Ukraine, because those once was those areas in Ukraine, they are Russian territories right now, ever since the invasion of Ukraine, because Russia look at the invasion of Ukraine, they look at it as an operation mission. They still look at that to this day, since the invasion from late February all the way until now, And it says 14 of the NATO 30 member countries were to take part of the exercise, which the military alliance said would involve about like 60 aircraft, which includes fire jet surveillance and refueling planes. The bulk of the war games will be held at least 1,000 kilometers, 625 miles from the Russian borders. The U.S. range B-52 bombs will also take part in the maneuvers, the Steadfast Noon, which run until October 30th. Oh, so this still recently though, because it ain't going to end until October 30th. It says the NATO is not permitting any media access. It says the NATO says that the training flights will take place over Belgium, which is hosting a Steadfast Noon this year, as well as over the North Sea and the United Kingdom. It says the exercise involving fire jets capable of carrying nuclear warheads but do not involve any live bombs. And it says the exercise were planned before Putin ordered Russia's troops into Ukraine in February. It says Russia usually upholds its own annual maneuvers around the same time, and NATO is expecting Moscow to exercise its nuclear forces at some time this month. So the exercises, the war games, military simulation drill of NATO is gonna go all the way into October 30th. So that's another eight more days of that. So that's what you call the wars and rumors of wars, and that Joel 3 and 9. Prepare war, wake up the mighty man. Even if these nations might call it just it's just only just training or war type games or simulation type war type drill games. This is a actual preparation for WW3, which is World War III, and it's recorded in the Revelations 11 and 14. 2022. I meant to say Salaki, slip of tongue. On this Saturday afternoon. So yeah, these things are going to increase more and more and more as we seeing it on an everyday basis. Now it's starting to be increasingly more regular now. You know, as I mentioned before, as the nations are gearing up, preparing for war, you know, nations are increasingly against one another as well too. So with that, I hope this was edifying of the scriptures that I brought out along with the news articles. You know, I hope you were edified through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I would like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bukar Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the very millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim,